Okay, so here's the latest BP update. Obviously, everybody knows or made well aware that the sale is being delayed. Well, what does that mean to you as a current BP employee? So, three-step process from S&E Capital. We want to simplify, determine, and then control. So, simple terms, obviously means you're a BP employee longer, right? But what does that then determine the effect to you? So, not much on the 401k side. Okay. And actually, if you've been putting in a lot this year and you continue to be a BP employee, you're going to get more of a match because BP's match is better than the Synovus proposed match. On the wrap side is where this gets interesting. And it's all because interest rates have jumped and they've jumped dramatically. I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to look at a hypothetical scenario here of a 51-year-old employee, been here pre-2014. And so in my first scenario here, my lump sum on my wrap is $215,000. That number is being calculated from these segment rates here. Now, a number of you have been in the office and you've seen me illustrate and go, if rates jumped up by a full percent, here's what it does. Well, guess what? The rates between August and September did have a dramatic jump. And look what it does to the lump sum, drops us by over $15,000, okay, just because of the interest rates. You're actually there as an employee a month longer getting more contribution, but that interest rate piece is a big factor. So before, if the sale would have went through November 30th, we would have said, we want to pull it immediately. Now we're going to pivot and say, well, we're going to wait to see the sale date. We can always see 2 months of interest rates to know if it's better to potentially to wait a month. In this scenario, sale date goes through November. You would want to pull it for December 1st. It may be the opposite if we get a December 31st date with a January 1st potential retirement, where we may back it off and say it doesn't make sense to go until February. Now, you have to get to the specifics of your situation. This is not a recommendation for any one person. This is just looking at a hypothetical scenario to say, look, here's what interest rates have done. We know the details of how it works. We know when you can see the rates and what the effect is. And so then we can make the best decision for your situation to say, wait a second, we're going to wait because that's a $15,000 difference. So there's about a 10-day window where we'll be able to see this. The sale may go on past December. Who knows at this point? So you're going to hear a lot from the team here. We're going to be setting up meetings again, reallocating some of your current existing fidelity so that in preparation that if this goes on further and longer, we're not constantly waiting and saying, well, it's going to happen soon. So the team's going to be reaching out, setting up meetings again, walking through in-person phone calls, Zooms, whatever it may take. But we want to be proactive here and making sure that we're prepared for when the date is actually announced.